Welcome to Equal Ground Headlines. I am Samuel B. Williams, bringing you balanced coverage on our top stories of the day. On April 7, 2025, U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts issued a temporary stay, pausing a lower court's order that mandated the Trump administration to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Maryland resident who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. This decision came just hours before the administration's deadline to comply with the order, providing the Supreme Court additional time to review the case. Background of the case: Kilmar Abrego Garcia entered the United States in 2011 at the age of 16, fleeing gang violence in El Salvador. He settled in Maryland, where he lived with his U.S. citizen wife and their child. In 2019, an immigration judge granted him withholding of removal status, recognizing that he would likely face persecution if returned to El Salvador. This status provided him legal protection against deportation. Despite this protection, Abrego Garcia was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE officers on March 12, 2025. According to his attorney, Simon Sandoval-Moschenberg, ICE officers falsely informed Abrego Garcia that his immigration status had changed. 3 days later, on March 15th, he was deported to El Salvador and subsequently detained at the Terrorism Confinement Center, CECOT, a facility known for housing alleged gang members. Groundless. Legal proceedings and government response. The Trump administration acknowledged that Abrego Garcia's deportation was an administrative error. In a court filing, the government stated that ICE was aware of his protection from removal, but removed him due to an oversight. Despite admitting the mistake, the administration argued that U.S. courts lacked the authority to compel the executive branch to negotiate with a foreign government for his return, asserting that such matters fall under the purview of the president's foreign affairs powers. U.S. District Judge Paula Xinis disagreed with the administration's stance. She ruled that there were no legal grounds whatsoever for his arrest, detention, or removal, and ordered the government to facilitate Abrego Garcia's return by April 7th. The administration appealed this decision, leading to Chief Justice Roberts' intervention. Allegations of gang affiliation. The Trump administration has alleged that Abrego Garcia is affiliated with the MS-13 gang, citing information from a confidential informant and his attire, a Chicago Bulls hat and sweatshirt, as evidence. However, his attorneys contend that he has no criminal record and that the evidence presented is unsubstantiated. They argue that his deportation violated his due process rights and the legal protections previously granted to him. Political and legal implications. This case has sparked significant debate over the balance of powers between the judiciary and the executive branch, particularly concerning immigration enforcement and foreign diplomacy. Legal experts and civil rights organizations have expressed concern that allowing the executive branch to deport individuals without judicial oversight sets a dangerous precedent. Critics argue that such actions could lead to violations of constitutional protections and undermine the rule of law. Furthermore, the case highlights the potential human rights implications of deporting individuals to countries where they may face persecution or imprisonment without due process. Abrego Garcia's detention in CECOT, a facility criticized for its harsh conditions, underscores the risks faced by deportees sent to such environments. Current status and next steps. As of now, Abrego Garcia remains detained in El Salvador. Chief Justice Roberts has requested a response from Abrego Garcia's attorneys by April 8, after which the Supreme Court will determine the next steps in the case. The outcome could have significant implications for U.S. immigration policy and the extent of judicial oversight over executive actions in this domain. This case continues to develop, and further legal arguments are anticipated as both sides present their positions to the nation's highest court. Deported.